Lima. Tiger. Lima.
Welcome back.
Tiger, mother. Boom.
Listen, I know we had just 1 week off, but I sincerely missed this. I'm happy to be back. It's not the most impressive card, but there's sporadic talent. There's some fighters that are fairly inactive or very inactive that are sneaking out onto this card, and I think some of the matchmaking is quite interesting. There's a couple fights that I'm like, it's either going to be this way or that way. And I'm very convinced it's one of those two things. And with some of the lines and some of the props that I've seen over the last week, as far out as they are, I'm just curious to know who's going to be barking the loudest. Because as we know in MMA, especially UFC fight nights, you don't generally see a card just all the favorites cash out. These dogs show up. Some of them are hunting that bonus. And yeah, there's a couple dogs on this card that I'm very excited to see. I've already got bets wagered. But nonetheless, welcome back. This is Lethal Toad MMA. I'm Toad. This is Lethal. Take it away, buddy. Good to see you.
All right, guys, man. 1 week away. We've sat on our couch. My dog passed away. Lucky it was during the week off the fights.
I'm very sorry,
But
brother.
nah, all good. I'm just saying, but what makes it better? And I'm not saying this. God bless you, Legion, but fights of this weekend, my dog would have wanted this, looking down on heaven to me right now and going, dude, you got to keep on doing what you do. You love what you do with the fucking Toad. You love fucking doing this shit. So the fights this week, I find this card pretty fucking good. I paid for pay-per-views, which were worse. So,
agreed. I feel like the pay-per-views are just stacking a few key fights on the main card, and whatever else goes around comes around. Unless you're in Abu Dhabi or His Majesty somewhere else. The fight nights and the pay-per-views are not really complete cards. If you're trying to get UFC 300-isk, you gotta, you gotta be able to say, yo, welcome back, Habibi, or something. You gotta have that shit somewhere.
I don't want to be rude to the casual fans out there, but all you casual fans, if you only watch the 5 fights every time and you don't watch the rest of the fucking card, you're missing out, motherfuckers, right? Because UFC is awesome. This card is quite exciting. I'm really excited to get fucking kicked in with you because, like you said, there's some fucking crazy odds on here, man. I'm going to tell you, one of them's going to hit it. It just depends on which one.
Yeah.
Which
and
one
if we go back a few weeks ago, none of the fighters on the main card showed up like they wanted to get a fucking finish. It's like they were allergic to the finish. The prelims, more times than not, whether the cards have been very good or very okay, more times than not, some of those heaters are the prelims. It's a big prospect, your well maker, someone who's coming out doing exactly what you were going to imagine they would do, but somehow twice as good as you could have ever imagined.
I see heaters right here. So like I told you, and I know there's no, hey, by the way, I'm going to throw this in. We talked about debutantes last week and I don't research them, right? Guess what? Thank you for me not researching them, because one of them didn't even make it to the goddamn fight and got fired on the same day.
Yeah.
So that's why I wait till they get their first fight at the UFC. But there's no debutantes on this card. Everyone's at least had one, especially the first two. That's where we're going to start, right? I guess we're going to start at, and this is where I'm going to lead you off, my friend. We're going to start off with Klein versus Martinez.
Yeah.
In Australia, we got it at $1.10 at Klein and $6.50 for Martinez.
Yeah, so
I'm going to let you rip from here.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. I was just going to say real quick before we get into this breakdown, you guys are missing out if you're not interacting on IG. Lethal Hands Collectibles has the most generous and insane giveaway. All you have to do is like and comment. All you have to do is like and comment a video. And then post-fight We're planning on getting together, breaking down the card, and we'll announce the giveaway winner there. But you're not bouncing around to this page, that page, like this, comment on that, tag friends. To my knowledge, what is it? What are the conditions for this?
So basically, brother, I've got the $1,000 worth of cards. I've got them all stacked up here. I'll quickly show you. Right, they're all sort of just stacked up there. Had to make room. So I've got $1,000 worth of cards.
Oh yeah, nice.
And people just had to tell me what the best, why they wanted the cards. Right, that's all I wanted to know, and I wanted to give them away. As everyone's seen the post, so the end conclusion is now. I'm gonna let everyone know, and I'll let everyone know as well. But right now, live with the Toad, basically, I'm going to release the winner of these cards live through a fucking bucket because I've already contacted the 8 finalists. I've already DM'd them and said you are in. They know who they are, right?
But between now and then,
And
there's a
then
big
there's
opportunity
still
for a
time.
lot
There's
more of
still
you to
time for more
join. So
comments. There's still time, yeah. Because what I did say is the winner will be released at the post-fight Lethal Toad MMA pod after the fight. We will fucking then release the winner. So you guys have a whole week to tell me why you want $1,000 worth of cards. And like I did say, you can sell them, you can buy them, you can do whatever you want and snort them as cocaine. I don't care. I just wanted to fucking be cool. So, so let's get this on. But watch, you have to, if you want to know if you win, you got to watch the post fight Lewis Teixeira pod at Lethal Toad. And when you do fucking enter, if you're a late entry, because we've already got like 25 comments, 30 comments, we've got over 1,100 views on it. Like people want in, and I'm excited about this, Toad. So I'm excited that me and you are going to take part and helping, starting someone's fucking collection.
yeah, if it goes,
And some of these
my personal
comments,
hope on the giveaway is that it goes to somebody who has a very young rookie collection.
oh, it's waiting
All
for me.
right, cheers.
Cheers, brother. Uh, I'm in my massage chair, by the way, so it's fucking right now. My chair's vibrating like a bitch. I'm going to sit back and we're going to shoot some cool fights. Because, hey, let everyone know, by the way, I fucking text Toad last week on fight day and said, hey, bro, let's watch the fights together and do this live, right? Instead of fucking doing the recap. Guess what? There weren't no fucking fights. So that was a little bit embarrassing. So text me back and was going, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what fucking fights? I'm like, there are fights. Yeah, so I was a week out.
There's PFL.
I had a week.
That's all you got.
I had a week. Yeah, I did do that, dude. I did do that. I fucking really thought that was happening, and it didn't. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start.
Yeah,
All
rip
right,
it.
ready.
Let's do it. Welcome
All
back,
right,
everyone. This
Klein
is
versus
Lethal Toad
Martinez.
MMA breakdown. UFC.
We're ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, Klein versus Martinez. Uh, Two young guns, only a couple of fights in the UFC. One's got a win, which is Klein. One's got a loss. Martinez, not really interested in this fight, to be quite honest. Just throwing it out there. $6.50 to $1.10. Went through topology. Look, I'm looking at the height, the distance, the weight. I'm sticking with the odds at $1.10. I think $6.50. This is not the long shot to pick. We're picking the well. We know there's a long shot on this card, right? We know there's one. One person's going to fuck up someone's parlay, right?
Yep.
The whole 12. Yep. So this is not the one. So
Yep.
I'm going Klein, being the younger fighter, and she's had the one win in the UFC. Where old mate Martinez has only had a loss from memory. Yeah,
Yeah, so
so
just to kind of
I'll take,
weigh in on the fight too, like when you say you're $10 to one and all these other
yeah,
metrics, what you're saying is this person's like 11 to one favorite, and Tapology and most of sport books, you'll hear them actually
look,
wager the actual prop. This is a negative 1115 prop. Anytime that you have somebody that is a negative 1,000, they should be dead to rights. It should be a finish in the first 2 rounds because that prop is so disrespectful, right?
yeah,
The reason it's so disrespectful is it's expected Klein is going to be a vice grip in this fight. Get Martinez, get a hold of her, fucking take her to the ground, and probably start threatening some ground and pound and submissions potentially.
yes,
Um, I don't know if Martinez is going to be able to survive the pressure, but hear me out. At that prop, I always sprinkle on the opposition, and when the prop's this high, I don't even include it into parlays unless it's round specific. Like again, you could take a round one Wellmaker, Ilya Taporia, Poatan. There's some good fighters. Which like round one's not bad for them. Jiching, but otherwise, you know what I mean. What are you doing if you're touching that money line prop? What are you doing? Unless maybe distance, but at that point, you're also saying, well, versus saying Klein by finish, the payout is practically the same. If I just said fight doesn't go the distance, it gets crazy if you look at the props. I will look at live props on this. We could see some
yeah,
things change where Klein actually drops down to something smaller because the prop's so out of control to begin with, and they fuck up all the time. Martinez could hit like one jab and that could change the world. And I'm moving on. But yeah, I think Klein, the odds, the stylistic fight for her is just a given. Martinez
yeah.
really has to hit something different, something powerful like a knee or
Yeah.
something. Try to threaten, she's not even gonna be able to threaten Kimura. She's just gonna get out muscled. It ain't happening for her. I'm
And,
sorry.
and then I'm going to say to all
It's
our
got to be a
casual
huge fucking
fans out
upset,
there,
man.
to all our casual fans out there that just sort of log in and just check us out. This is about like, look, these girls haven't done enough in the industry to show enough. One's lost, one's won. One's 7-1, one's 8-1. One's $6.50, one's $1.10. Now, in the non-casual world, we want to get the whole 12 fights because the guy that gets the 12 fights, like MMA Pup, is a fucking legend because it's hard to do that. But yes, in a fight where it's $6.50, $1.10, and you don't even know, like no one really knows what's about to happen here. We know Martinez is the kickboxer. You know what I mean? We know Klein's got a nice ground game. What do we do? 7-1, 8-1, $6.50, $1.10. If I'm going for the whole 12 parlay and I want to be a legend, I'm going to have to go Klein.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to sprinkle $2 to win $13 just so I can keep on playing, you know what I mean? I'll do that. But I'm definitely going Klein on this one.
Yep.
And she's not the long shot for the night. We'll get to what I think that is a long shot that is going to pull it off for the night.
Yep.
So I'm ready to move on to the next weird one.
All right. So moving up the card, we got Mike Davis
Yeah,
taking on Mitch Ramirez. I
Ramirez.
think it's
Yeah.
pretty interesting because Mike Davis
Mm,
has so much more success on the feet than I think he realizes. It was almost disrespectful to see a complete, well-rounded guy come out and just scoot around on his ass like he ate some beef that was set out on the counter for a week. Because my man had worms the whole fight, but anytime he was on the feet, he had success. He's gritty. He's tough. His shots are powerful. It's like he had worn himself out so bad through not the most successful of grappling. Like, if all you're fighting for is brief moments of control and you're not
yep.
inflicting damage and you're not setting up submissions, don't gas yourself out. Like, let that come back. Let's go back. Let's reset the fight. Let's get them hurt. Let's work different angles and let's come back to it. Like, why are these fighters so stuck on trying to just gas themselves out when they simply put don't need to? There's been a couple other fighters having the same problem. I like Davis. He's the most proven UFC fighter in this matchup by far. But Mitch is that other element where we were just saying about Melissa. he could just simply show up to an MMA fight. At the end of the day, it's a two-person sport, and we've seen bigger upsets. That's where Ramirez has to pull something from the kitchen sink, because Davis, also a clamp, threatening, good jiu-jitsu. I think he's live for a finish in this fight. I like Davis, but I don't have that confidence that I had that last time around, so I can't really touch by finish. I might take a double method submission or decision. I could see that being a reality for him, but yeah, respect to him and the guys he trains with over. I know him and McKinney been kind of on that bounce back, right? So I would really like
Yeah.
to see Davis be a part of that with him and keep doing his thing. So let's get this guy a W and get back to where we were. I want to see him be more active. I guess he only wants to stream. Mostly, it sounds like he wants to do that more so. So he's only looking to fight like once or twice a year at most. So maybe he'd be a good backup fighter to save a big card if he wins on a prelim fight that was going to get canceled otherwise. So, all right, what do you got for me on this one, Lethal?
All right, man. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to go a bit weird here, right? I'm just going to look up at the matchmaking here. All right. I'm going to take away the odds. Actually, I'm going to include the odds. I'm going to take away the fighters. I'm going to take away everything. The two early prelims, really boring. No one really watches them, but we're talking about them, right? So there's something here I have to talk about. They matched up $1.10 to $1100, and they matched up in a row, a second one in a row, at the same odds.
Dude,
Now,
make a double
we've been,
2-leg parlay
yeah,
called a
we've
dog
been
dick
we've
dogger.
been watching UFC fights a long
I'm
time,
doing it
right?
right now.
I'm just sitting back, just going, why are they matching up two in a row? They usually split that shit. So what I'm thinking is, this is not even about who's going to win. Which two is both? Is one person? One person might come out of this. One, I don't know, or is it just matchmaking where they're just trying to obliterate fucking Martinez and matchmaking where they run. They put the odds
My
so
thing
high on
about
these other.
yeah, I was gonna say my theory on Davis is that lightweight division has a lot of guys that are gonna need to fill some ranks soon. We have such a senior class on its way out. Davis, do you want to be part of this group of guys?
Yeah,
Because we need fights for
I'm just
Alvarez.
saying,
We
like,
need fights for Ignacio. We need fights for these younger lightweights
so
that
I'm going to put,
yeah.
I'm going to put Davis as my fucking. So I'm taking out Martinez, right, as the long shot.
Uh-huh.
Davis, I'm going to put in my 12-man parlay. Ramirez, I'm going to throw fucking $3 or $4 because I don't know why they put two guys or two fighters, not guys, one female, and I don't know why they put two fighters back to back that are meant to go out in a coffin. All
Dude,
right, like
I
I
have to
don't know
share
why
this. I'm
they did
sorry.
that.
Bro, I have to share this. Those two fighters, those two underdogs, Melissa and Mitch, my little bag of M&Ms this weekend at plus 4,800 two-leg prop by money line. Not even method.
Yeah.
Two-legger, dog dick docker. I can't even fucking talk, bro. The dog dick dogger two-leg parlay, $5.
How much did it pay you?
236
Wow,
for
wow.
five
I put 20
dollars
bucks.
for two underdogs to like
Did you
show
put
up and
20?
upset the world.
Did you,
That's a.
did you,
I know it's
I
a
don't know. I don't
it's
know
a.
why they
You
didn't
guys are
do
gonna
that.
use the
No,
word donation, but still, a
no.
fight's a
So
fight. Like anything can happen, bro.
what I've done is after we've had our billies and shit, I've just confused the fuck out of everyone. And I've given them this whole theory, not about stats, not about fighting technique, just going, why did the USP put two coffin people back to back? Surely one of them's going to come out.
Well, I've been doing that
Surely
every
one.
card. They have these radical fucking. This
Yes.
person's a 10-1. I've been sprinkling every fucking time because guess what? Out of 10 fights, one of those actually does hit, and thus we
That's
have
not
our Peyton
true.
Tellbotter, a
So
fighter who had a bad night, right? So
I am taking Davis at my 12 long shot parlay. but I don't know which one of those two. I believe one of those two are going to win. I don't know why they put them back to back. They could have split them. You know, Dana's all into the gambling and they all promote the fucking punt. You know they do. They all promote the fucking punt. It's a
Yeah.
big part of the fucking UFC fucking enterprise, man, is gambling. Dana has no issues fucking promoting the punt. Neither does John Anik and neither does
Oh
anyone
yeah.
else. So,
John Anik
yeah,
always sitting
right.
there.
So
DraftKings.
why did they put two fucking coffin people that are gonna die in the ring back to back? So I'm gonna put $10. I'm gonna put $2 on Klein as the long shot, but
Hmm.
I'm gonna put $10 on fucking Ramirez, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, right? But
For
I'm
all
gonna
the
keep my
underdogs on the card, he's a good like payout at least. Like the other ones are giving you like plus 200, plus 180.
yeah.
His shit's like literally just like Melissa. It's huge, but I think there's a world much easier to believe that Mitch shows up and looks good against Davis, who just came from a bad fight, to, Martinez trying to stay on the feet against Klein, who's clearly going to pick her up and dunk her ass on the ground.
So I'm going
That's just how I feel
Davis.
about it.
I'll put
And
10
there's
on
about the same
Ramirez.
payout, Lethal. They're about the same
Yeah,
fucking payout, bro.
yeah. Just for giggles, right?
Yeah, I
And
get.
even the next one. This can lead into the next fight because this is a nice lead in. Let me lead this one in,
Oh, this is a
right?
fucking banger, dude. This is going to be about fight of the
Yeah,
night
that's right.
potentially.
Oh, that's right. Like, okay, like no one likes women's fights. You know what? I just love fighting. I love the shit, and I think women get as good as the men. And I think Lauren Murphy is a fucking an old school
Are you going through
fucking god.
Tapology? You're skipping one, dog.
What,
You got Walker
what's
and
that?
Kennedy.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you're missing one.
Oh, Walker.
Let's do
Oh,
Walker and Kennedy
mate.
real quick. Yeah. This is fight of the
Mate, sorry.
fucking night,
No,
baby.
no, I
Right
didn't see
here.
it. I was looking at the next big one. My bad, my bad. So I'll lead into that one. I have, this is one, okay. This is one of my lock-ins for the week. And this is one of my dogs. I got Walker
One of my dogs, no
winning
easy.
this fight. I got Walker winning this fight.
Let's go.
Literally. This fight by points or sub. He's on this two-leg, like he's doing this sub thing, dude. He wants to social. He doesn't want to stand and bang like his brother.
Yeah.
He's got a different skill that he's showing.
Yeah,
And
he
he's
trains
showing
with like
this beautiful
yeah,
submission game.
he trains with that
Sorry,
dude who
brother.
looks like fucking Baraka, that other
Yeah,
Russian mountain man. They all got clean submissions, good grappling. His two
yeah.
back-to-back heel hooks is impressive. I've seen people
So,
get plus 4,900 prop on it this week and cash in some big
boom.
slips. So we believe that a lot of people believe that Walker's going to just come in, survive the car crash, that Kennedy's certainly going to be firing his way. You could see it with a big knee, elbow to the side of the head. Like, Kennedy's a good striker and he's lethal. That's what I like about his move up to heavyweight. So he's going to use his killer instinct and his athleticism to bully these big
Yeah,
guys. The difference with Walker is he's pretty athletic himself, nice height, be able to actually. I just think, I mean, we've seen his survivability. He's got some grit to him. I mean, he might be missing a chromosome as far as I know, but Walker's, I think he's pretty grit. So we'll see what he can do.
brother.
But yeah, it's either one of
And
two ways. Either Kennedy's getting the finish on Walker in the first two rounds, or Walker's going to have his way with Kennedy on the ground by TKO or submission. I also see ground to pound live with Walker with elbows as well.
I've got Walker by TKO submission. So by win, he's $2.82. So basically 3-1, everyone in the States, right? 3-1 for Walker.
Yep.
In his last two fights, he's come out. He lost before the last two. He lost the one before. Like he did lose, right?
Yep.
I remember, yes. I remember, I think it was not his debut, or maybe after his debut. Um,
Was the Russian dude
he sort
who
of
beat
was,
him? The
he come out now, but it's like, I'm telling you,
or the
he's
Swede?
walking out. I think he wanted to be his brother, or there was a aura about Johnny, right? He's come out in
Boom.
the last 2 fights and he's decided to create his own aura. And he decided that if I would stop smoking pot for a month if Walker doesn't attempt to take fucking old mate down. He's gone submission, right? I think this is his path. This is what he wants to do. I think this is how he separates him from his brother, how he takes away all that shit. You know, not everyone can fly around the ring at the size of Johnny Walker. And you are right, he is the athletic, but he's going to win this fight. This is my lock in, everyone. At
I'm not
3-1.
locking. Hell fucking no.
I
That's
like
scary
it.
as shit to lock against Kennedy. I will admit that
I
much.
like it
Kennedy,
against.
here's what I'm giving y'all as a lock of the
Yeah.
week for me. Distance no on this fight. Distance no. And if you don't get a good distance no prop, take the fight doesn't go to the third round. I think it gets done in the first two. It's either going to be Walker more than likely by submission or Kennedy hitting that big sniper shot, counter wrestling, and just shoving Walker back, stuffing that
And
Shit, using
Kennedy's
his
been
own
impressed about.
athleticism and shoving that shit back and the reset on the feet. And I'm sorry, but if we're going just on striking
No,
between the two, I like Kennedy a lot
I've
more.
taken, I've taken the Walker brothers. This is my first lock in for this card. If you want to follow the toad, you're going to lose your coin,
What
brother.
did I
If you
just
want to
say?
follow the leather,
I said the
man,
lock on this card is distance
I'm
no.
locking. I'm
How
locking
the
nearly
fuck are
every
you going to tell
parlay on
me?
this.
All
I'm
right, so if
going
you
in
want to be on
because
one side of the coin, listen to Lethal. If you want both coins, respect that both are live for a finish and fuck with the toad and secure that parlay, baby. Let's go.
you know, I'm going to do a dance for Walker. I'm going to do, hey, I won't do the Johnny Walker where he fucking broke his back nearly in the caterpillar, you know, like my Walker's going to be smarter. My Walker's smarter than his brother. My Walker's going to do one thing and one thing only, and he just found a path of victory over 2 fights.
Yep.
He's going to do it again.
The only
Let's go.
issue with this Walker is his striking shot absorption isn't the best. He's great at his grappling. He's great at the pressure to avoid those shots. I just don't, Walker at range. I think that's where he's going to polish the end of his fight career. The focus on that, and I think
All
he'll be a
Walker
better
has to do
fighter.
is get from here to here really fast. That's it.
Yeah.
Not sit here and do all the point
Sure.
fighting. Just get from here to here
Yep.
really quick. That's it.
And do it against a
I think he's
sniper in
gonna-
Kennedy. That's all I'm saying. I have respect for a finish in this fight. That's what I respect.
Oh,
Good luck to both men.
told you,
I respect a finish happens in this fight, and that's how neutral I am. As an official
that's
pick,
why people
as
come
an
back.
official pick, I believe Walker's going to get this fight to the ground. That is my official pick. But from a betting perspective, I got to respect finish by either men, Walker by submission or ground and pound, Kennedy on the feet with a sniper shot. You pick one.
See? Ooh. And that's why it's a great card. That's what we discussed at the beginning. Everyone thinks about the pay-per-views. Every card's a fucking great card. The UFC put on great cards, man. Apex
That's the
cards.
fight of the card.
Everyone talks about
That's the fight
it's
of the
the
card,
fucking
Lethal.
card.
100%, I'm telling you, that's the fight. The sad thing about it is I don't think we'll go into 3, but I think we could get 2 rounds of war.
Yeah.
All right.
I was
Now
really
you can
interested in that
go
fight.
into your little breakdown of Lauren Murphy because I know you were just so excited to talk about her and bring her up. It's one of your favorite fighters, right? You showed me the one of one.
I look, you know
had
what?
the used jock strap from her
Out
last
of
fight.
all the female fighters, I got Shevchenko, I got Nunes, you know.
Yeah.
But what I do love the 41-year-old dog. All right. I love grit. I love heart.
She's tough
You know
as
what?
fuck.
Yes. Now, this is that stupid odds again. We're going back to like Coffin, like fuck, another death match.
Oh,
According to Blood
please don't put your
Sports.
money.
All right, so I haven't put my money. I am not going Lauren Murphy. All right, I am not doing it. But I am saying, why did they send her up for a death match? Is this her retirement?
That's a
Fucking like
horrible
this
fucking matchup. I agree.
right?
I'm not
It's
super
done.
impressed with Mora, by the way. I don't care about her old fights. I care about as we go up the rankings at UFC and fight more UFC vets. How do you do? and until you pass that exam,
This is
I'm
not.
scared of you. So
By the way, all fans out there,
I
this
think
is
what
not the
happens
long
is
shot for
Lauren
Vic.
Murphy pulls out a bottle of Kentucky moonshine, drinks that shit, goes in there and gives her some Randy Ravage or Sandy Ravage. Fucking
Yeah,
15 minutes of Macho Man, fucking Lauren Murphy Savage just eat all of
yeah.
her shots with her fucking face. And at this point, Mara's hands are just crippled, bro. Like, she can't throw a single fucking punch because Murphy just ate that shit like a fucking junkyard dog. Just marching down at plus 430 prop. You better take it now because you know that shit's going into the negatives. She's
Yeah.
hiking up
So
those fucking boots. She's going down
I,
and giving this girl a good
I
old
look.
country ass
I'm
kicking.
going to say this as an old man talking to an older woman who's only 41 at 52. I'm going to say this, Lauren Murphy, darling. I love your grit. I don't know why they sent you in with a fucking wolf, but they're about to.
There's far
Um,
more scarier wolves though. Again, I
yes,
think the youth of Mora will really carry her. But as far as like had Mora fought Murphy prior to all the car crashes she put herself in, I think Murphy actually would have beat her ass.
thank you.
I
That's
think
why
Murphy's better
this,
than what
this
people
is
give
why
her
I have a
credit
problem.
for. It's just hard
I'm
when you
going to
have
do.
these it like almost like you looked into the sun and you look away and you have that like flash burn. We all have this flash burn of Murphy just getting her fucking ass beat because well, she doesn't quite have that same youth as all these other women. And isn't she a mom as well? Does it show that shit on
Yeah.
Tapology? It should show you. There should be a thing on Tapology if you're a mom or not, because that shit matters a bit. Um,
We're all just getting old.
yeah,
She's getting old.
she's
You
living
know
her
what?
life and fighting still.
Yes,
Congratulations to her. Like, cool. I'm
absolutely.
actually rooting
Um,
for her from that part because
yes,
this is obviously her retirement fight. So
I think this is her retirement fight,
it's gotta
brother. If
be.
she
If I
doesn't
don't get a fucking 30-minute Lauren Murphy movie,
fight,
like I got Karate Hottie in fucking Gomez, then I'm
yeah,
fucking I'm flipping a table, y'all. I want my 30-minute Dana White video about the life of this country warrior. All right. You got anything else? Are
all
you
right.
actually
So,
betting on this one?
no, look, I am putting a 12 fight parlay on because I have to see whether I can get the
Oh,
whole
for sure.
fucking
Those are
be a
fun.
living
Yeah, you put a
fucking shit.
dollar on it,
But
right? Or $5.
I'm going to put $2 on Murphy at $5.50 because I owe her that.
Yeah.
That $2 is not because what she's worth. I think she's worth $5.50 because I don't know. It's a stupid fucking bet. I don't know, but that old dog,
Oh hell yeah! I'm taking her
she's like
at plus
a goddamn
420,
Cup
dog.
Swanson. She's like a Cup Swanson, man. Like they just come out and just one day have a good day and beat the shit out of people. They just go boom, and you're like, wow, that fucking happened.
I put
The
five
old
bucks
cunt
on her
just
for
fucking
22 bucks, so we'll see. Or sorry, for 26. We'll see if that hits. That'll be funny.
yeah. All
I'm
right,
doing it
now
because
this
I'm
one's
rooting for her, dude. It'd be post with her trading cards or something. Like, hey, thanks for the years.
so this one's going. This next fight, I'm going to introduce this next fight because this one's an Australian fight. If I'm correct, Jake Matthews.
Yeah,
All right, brother.
bro.
So
I already
here
I
we
already
go.
got a hammer on Matthews.
No, well,
I
I'm
had
going
a
to say
bonus
this.
slip. I had a
I
bonus slip
think
that was
we're
gonna
going to.
expire.
I think you're going to be surprised by what I'm about to say. So I'm going to lead in. You can finish off this one because it's the Australian fight. I have. I'm going to write it down right now live. Chitty to beat Jake Matthews. Um, Australian or not, great or not, and he's not great. He's just been around for a long time. Okay, I'm going to start here. Jake Matthews, you've been around for a long time, brother. You have got fucking amazing skills. I've seen you have some amazing fights, but you've been around so long. By this stage, you should have fought for a belt at least once. You're still not there. If you're not there by now, you're never going to get there. Your fights have become boring. you're not fighting, you're point fighting just to keep your contract. So Chitty doesn't want to fucking fight. He's going to finish Jake Matthews. I'm going to go against my Aussie brother. I'm out for Jake Matthews. I'm going to leave it all to you.
Yeah, I mean, Chitty's definitely streaking, but it's hard to take too big of like a loss against anyone who's had to fight Morales at this point. That's just like a little red little bump in the road that you're not going to be able to
A
remove,
glitch.
right?
Yes.
It's
Like
like,
fighting Marab. It's like, oh, the
yeah.
only fight I've lost was against Marab. And you're like, oh, dude, that
So,
guy's a fucking machine.
yeah. Otherwise, I think both guys, when you break it down, like, Shitty's had a better bang at this stage in the UFC. Like, to your point, Matthews should have kind of hit his ceiling, and at this point in his career, he should kind of be coming down. And Chitty's still kind of rolling and establishing what that ceiling is. So, from a probability there, I like Chitty striking, his control at range. He's the better chess player. The hope is kind of much like with Walker, Matthews is able to get in the pocket. Matthews is able to get in the pocket, and he's a threat there with his striking, the knees, and most importantly, his grappling, which will shut down Chitty, which we know is his weakness. So it's either one of two ways, brother. It's either Chitty's going to play it very safe at range, and he's going to just win on damage and cumulative strikes until Matthews goes to hit that gas pedal, in which both fighters are live for a finish. Either Matthews is going
Yeah.
to get this fight down to the ground and threaten a submission, or Chitty's going to catch his ass on the way in with a big knee, big kick,
What
something
did
in the
you just
pocket.
say there? What did you just say there? Matthew gets him on the ground and threatens the submission. That is his fucking skill.
Yeah.
That isn't what he fucking does.
Yes.
Every fight. There's one fight. It was about a year, 2 years ago. He kickboxed the shit out of this dude. I can't remember. It was an amazing fight. The win was amazing. Look, I got people in Australia that I talk to. Jake Matthews, I don't have a Jake Matthews. They are offering me signed cards by him. I'm not interested. Like you said, Toe, you had your time. How many years? 11? 12? By this stage, you should have fought by a title for now, but all you're doing is hanging around. Chitty's not hanging around. Chitty's an African. He's hunting. He's going out in the jungle. He's going, roll. I'm a lion. I'm going to hunt. I don't know what Jake Matthews is doing, so I can't put my 12-man parlay on my Aussie brother. I can't.
I didn't
He
know.
hasn't
I didn't know
shown
the
me.
age of either guy, so I just looked it up. Chitty's actually 6 years older than Jake. Jake just has
Yeah,
been in the UFC longer, obviously.
yeah. Just in the UFC longer.
You
That's
also
what I'm
see how much
saying about.
bigger Chitty will be. He's 6'3", is what they have him
Dude,
at. I think he's like actually
and
6'2".
that's what I'm saying. Jake, if
Jake's I
honestly,
thought
okay, here
6.
I'm going to say to our fans, if me and you have done this job and tried to promote Lethal Toad for 11 years and we still haven't got to the fucking belt, me and you, I have a fucking problem, right? Like after 11 years, we got there, people hear about Lethal Toad MMA, they talk about us, but we're still not there. That's where Jake Matthews is. Like, we all know who he is. And card value, your cards are worth nothing. I can buy a fucking 101 for 300 Australian. Like, they're worth nothing. You know what I mean? There's nothing that you have done to impress anyone.
Is this your
So,
new? Is this your new rose this week? Your last
you just
nominee,
read my mind,
going on a
right?
fucking
No,
Jake Matthews
no,
witch
no,
hunt.
no, no. I'm just saying,
You know what I was just gonna open up with? You wanna
I'm
know what I
telling
was gonna open up
everyone,
with? Hey, I had 2 minutes to lock in a bonus bet slip before it expired for a pretty good amount of money, and I said, real quick, which underdog off the dome do I like his shot of winning? I actually like what I got. I got plus 180 Matthews, and I imagine that he would only win by getting close in the pocket, using his boxing close range, working for that takedown and threatening the submission, and either winning
Thank
on
you.
control time, playing it
If
safe, or
he,
actually hitting the gas and choking him out. But I like the underdog prop there, and
Jake
I took
Matthews
it.
is so young in the UFC, he's so young. He just fucking just do your job, cunt. Finish
He
the
just
dude.
lost
You're
to
really,
Morales.
really good.
Otherwise, he's been doing okay. I mean, he's not. I think people are writing Matthews dead to rights this week because he's fighting Chitty. I'm not super impressed with Chitty. I don't fucking care. All I know is they call him
Oh,
Chitty Bang Bang, but I might get one of the two bangs from him
look,
every other
I'm
card
on the
because he
chitty
doesn't want to
chitty
bang
bang
bang.
bang train, dude. I'm taking the chitty chitty. Jake Matthews doesn't even have a fucking logo. What is it? Jake Matthews. You know
The
how many
the
Jake
Celtic
Matthews I
Kid.
know in Australia, dude? It's as common as fucking Billy Bob, right? Like, come on, have a cool name,
The
dude.
Celtic Kid.
Walk in with something cool.
The Celtic
What's
Kid's
his
actually
name? What's his
kind of dope seeing how long he's been fighting in the UFC. He's literally the
name?
Celtic
Don't
Kid.
worry.
He was the
I
Celtic
wish.
Kid.
Oh, that's it's the Celtic kid. That's right. He's so unforgettable.
I
I'm out.
know. I knew that without
I'm
using
out.
Topology. All right, so let's move
I've
up the card
told
here.
everyone
Fucking
in the
Lethal over
world,
here, going on a fucking witch
lethal
hunt for
is
fucking Jake Matthews. I've
sailing
heard enough
out
of it.
on his
He's got
own
my underdog
son.
slip, and I'm moving the fuck on. Let's go. All
All
right,
right,
moving
you
up the
lead.
card, we
You
got
lead
Chris
this one.
Curtis taking on Max Payne Griffin. I like Curtis with his Philly shell, his output. I think Max is yondered that I'm coming out and throwing bombs and knocking people on their ass, especially as someone as defensively sound as Chris. Chris isn't the most impressive offensive fighter. He actually does better with the pressure and his cardio. So I think as long as Chris does actually survive these Griffin bombs, probably wins it via decision. What do you got for me on this one?
Brother, I am going to say this. You fucking pussy Chris Curtis, Kopilov, fucking fight, sitting there the last second like a wanker. You lost, dude. All right, shut the fuck up. Running in the ring with Fat Strickland, beating up Hernandez in a promotional fight on YouTube. Fuck off. You know what I got? I got Max Griffin, who, by the way, follows Lethal Toad MMA or Lethal, yeah, he
Oh,
fucking
cool.
in. Well,
Good
been
shit.
DMing that cunt. He fucking in, dude. Since he put that giveaway, I've reached out to Max Payne Griffin and we've been chatting,
Yeah, dude.
right?
He's my
So,
pick too.
yeah, I'm fucking in with Max Graham
Me too. He's
fucking
great.
Payne, right? Payne Griffin, and I'm in.
He's
So,
what I like
fuck
about
you.
Max is he's actually kind of an entertaining guy around fighting. I know going into
So,
this, he did a lot
I'm
of
gonna,
that early gaming and streaming stuff. But anyway, I was just gonna say he had some fucking
no,
random ass meme that I made a comment on, and my phone wouldn't shut the fuck up because his posts blow up so much. I have like 5,000 people like a stupid ass remark about some drunk mom puking and slamming her head on the fucking
so
college dorm.
my wife says to me, in the UFC, I've asked her who is the sexiest fighter in the UFC and who is your fight. Would you believe it's not Connor, it's not John Jones, it's her favorite fighter. She told me to put $100 on Payne.
Okay, good shit.
So her favorite fighter, her face, she reckons he is sexy, he is beautiful. And I'm like, wow, okay. And I said, don't they all look the same? Like they all look fucking ripped and tapped and fucking awesome. And she went, no, she likes him. She's followed him,
Hmm.
not followed him on Instagram, but she's followed him when I've been watching. Like, she'd go, who's fighting? I'm going, Payne Griffin. She's going, oh, I'm in. So she doesn't know much about fighting, but she loves Payne Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Max Payne Griffin. I'm fucking going this one. That is Chris Curtis. Your Coppola. And I'm going to, this is the normal. You disappoint me against Roman, mate. Like that last, you got finished. Trying to pretend that you didn't. Like, it was
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
1 second, 2 seconds, like, it was fucking done.
Yeah.
All right. There was
Yeah.
no, oh, I nearly beat him mode. He actually beat you, and the bell saved you, Chris Curtis. Literally saved you. And then you run in like a fucking wanker. Sean Strickland runs in like a wanker. I had fucking, we're talking gossip. That's fucking gossip. What they did with the fucking that promotional fight. We all saw it.
Yeah.
So I'm out. Mash Griffin kicked the shit out. No, boxed the shit out of him because that's what you do. You're great hands, great
When's his last
movement,
first
great.
round knockout? It was Kenan Song. That was a good one. But see, that's back in 21. He needs that kind of performance, man. I'd love to see it. Like
Yes.
I said, and I did say this in sincerity. If he does come out and throw one of those bombs and it hits, then good on him because Curtis is pretty good defensively. So I don't want to see Griffin load up too much. I want to see the combinations and be a little bit more vulnerable to get Chris to open up to hit that big shot. I think it would be catching
So what?
Curtis with a counter versus trying to open up Curtis with your own bombs, personally. So
Now this
kind
is
of kind
gonna
of
fuck.
trap, get Curtis into the gunfight, and then just capitalize on a big counter. I think that's what Griffin needs to
So,
hit.
so what's going to confuse our followers is I talked about Griffin and everything, but on my 12-man parlay, guess who I put?
Curtis?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm picking
and you
Curtis
know
as my
what?
pick, but I
He
do respect
he's
the
he's
line with
paying two
Griffin
dollars
here.
forty, brother. He's paying $2.40, so basically 2.5 times to one.
Yeah.
$1 gets you $2.50. So out of all these long shots, I got Walker, and now, and not the big ones. I haven't picked the $6.50
Yeah,
Martinez
I'm
and the
waiting for
fucking
the
Remington.
method props to roll out so I can do like Griffin by first round knockout or something like that, second round knockout.
But just that's the 12, because I always like going back to the 12-man parlay. I always like going back to, I can, do you know what makes, do you know what? I could win $1,000 on one bet, honestly, and I'd be happy. If I picked the whole fucking card and won $300, I'd be fucking, that's red panty night for me.
Yeah.
Not the 300,
It
just
used
picking the
to,
whole card.
before the props became so overkill on the favorites, it used to be if you could guess an entire card, you would like pay out about 1,300 to 1. So I would always bet $1, and I had the whole card on Piotr Jan versus Sterling 2. And I thought Jan was
Yep,
going to win the fight. So I was going to hit an entire card. Dollar was going to pay me about 13. And I thought Piotr Jan had 1, 4, and 5. Just because in the first round, Sterling didn't have more output than Piotr. And the leg kicks were adding up, and it was also Sterling on the back foot with Jan on the front foot. And by that
yep.
scoring criteria, you would then give Jan the first
So,
round of that fight. And Sterling only backpacked and controlled and kind of wet blanket that in that way, 2 and 3. So you look at 4 and 5 and you go, yeah, to I don't know, to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ, right? Running that one back, it just come on. I don't know why Jan didn't get that fight. So a little salty, but anyways, anytime anyone's like, "Yeah, I bet it on a whole card," I can never get that one out of my mind because that would have
so
been my one
I'm
of
just going
one.
to let our fans.
Yeah.
We're nearly halfway through the card. So my card so far for my 12 pick parlay is Klein, Davis, Walker, Mora, Chitty, and Curtis. That's where I am for my 12-man parlay to be a legend. The legend parlay. This is what I'm picking, not the money parlay. Just, you know what? Being a legend is worth more than fucking money, man. Picking the whole fucking card. Apart from one dude, I only know one dude. You know one dude. There's a dude that fucking got my George St. Pierre fucking cards.
Yeah.
So MMA up again. We'll mention you one more fucking time. We're trying to do what you did, and I don't know how you did it, but you fucking did it,
Well, I
and we
mean,
still
I've
haven't
almost
done
done
it.
it to you before I stopped participating.
Yeah, dude,
Twice,
you got
actually.
so fucking
Twice.
close.
Twice I've
You
almost got
thought,
you
dude.
on a whole card.
And that's when that's when we started to meet because like you were just joining into the comps, and I was like, who the fuck is this cunt? Who the fuck is this MMA dude cunt? He's like 2 weeks in a row, man. Like he really took my Noche collection. You were like one off the Noche collection. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Oh,
this is happening.
it was the Manuel fight. It was the Manuel fight for me.
Yeah, it
That
was
mother,
fucking
that
amazing. I was
motherfucker.
like, I gotta go DM this motherfucker, dude, because whoever he is, he nearly stole my shit twice. Who is he? Who is this man that nearly picks the cards twice?
Would be
You know,
nice to
like,
start doing
wow.
that again. I've been a lot of 9 for 12, 8 for 12, nothing too impressive. So
Mm.
I'm on like the last few weeks of my giveaway.
Same,
I'd love to ace one and
mate.
get
I'm gonna
back in
tell
first.
everyone, man.
I'm tied for second or
Same.
something, I think, right now. But yeah, I'm would like one good card and I'm right back in first again.
Hey, can you excuse me for a second?
Yeah,
I
go
think
for
I
it.
heard a knock at the door. It might be my
Get your cards, bro. Go
Oh,
get them.
yeah. Let me
Yeah,
have a look.
absolutely.
Let me have a look.
All right, guys. Kind of kicking into this one. Interesting fight, just because everyone's curious to see how Tafa's going to show up. Like he has the physique, but has he really changed his ways and brought up his volume? I mean, Tafa's not a high output striker, and now with this changeup, I'm hoping he actually has more power. You know, he does definitely look like he has more snap in his shot. But Tuco's well rounded. He's, despite he's had some tough fights, he's also hanging in there quite well. He's not like totally out of the fights that he's losing, right? So, um, yeah, like a lot of these guys, they're going to be good on the feet. You get them to the ground. A lot of these guys are vulnerable for submissions, ground and pounds. You know, right there's Walker's heel hook. So you got that animosity brewing in behind the scenes this weekend for the teams. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna count Tafa out, but from a pick perspective, I kind of do like Tuco just because I think he's going to be able to mix it in pretty well with Tafa. Um, just be little bit more live, fight off the edge of the octagon in the pocket more.
Oh, yeah.
I see Tafa. I mean, he looks like he's in great condition. I still want to see what he looks like for 15 minutes because I know Tuco can give me 15 minutes, so I want to see if Tafa can. So it's a tough pick for me in that way. Who do you got on this one, Lethal?
So I can tell you what, I live in Toowoomba, Queensland, small town, 160,000 people. The Tougher brothers live in Brisbane, about 60 minutes away. But they come up here. I'm going to say this. They come up here and train with young kids, underage kids,
Good shit.
not underage, but yeah, young children off the streets. Give them shit. So that's how I met the Tougher brothers about minutely. Like I was training young kids in a gym, and I'm not that good. So you know what, you can only give kids good enough skill, and then you palm off to something that's really cool. And the Tougher brothers were there before they were the Tougher brothers. You know what I mean? Like I met
Yep.
them a long time ago, and I admire everything about them, right? But I don't know why I'm going against my countrymen on this card, right?
No, I get it.
But
It's
I have to,
he's been kind of frustrating, kind of like Ty.
yeah.
You root
I'm
for
going to have
him.
to sit
He's
back
coming
and say,
out. You know, you're
oh,
just kind of rooting for a big
I,
knockout, and you expect this fight to be good and
these
entertaining. And
boys,
Tafa,
these okay, I'm going to say these
yeah,
Kiwi boys. So I'm talking Tai Tuivasa, the Tougher brothers. They're all New Zealander, right? But they live in Australia, all right? But they're all Kiwis. I'm going to tell you about the breed of a Kiwi. If you live down under, Kiwis are fucking the nicest, awesomest people in the world. They're animals as well. They are born to fight. All right. They are bred to fight. If you look up the history of a Maori, they actually started off as cannibals, right? They're not fucking around, these guys. These guys are bred to fight.
that's when they
This is
learn
the
how to cook
problem.
their food underground, right?
This is the problem. The Tougher brothers like Tai Tuivasa and all that are pub fighters, dude. They go in a pub and they can knock out 7 dudes, maybe 9 in a pub, but they can't walk in the UFC and take in a grappling exchange. They can't do that if they're doing that. And this is what we love MMA about. And this is the whole thing, is why we do this pod. Can the pub fighter walk in and beat an actual wrestling champion? Like, and I don't believe he can. I don't believe he has the skills yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I believe he's been well promoted. the tougher brothers. You know, like I said, I know their background. I've met them. They're fucking cool cats. They do awesome shit for the community. Like they really do. You know, so fucking at the tougher brothers, but I
Plus, I
don't
really
know
like what
whether
they're doing over there at Killcliff. Tuco, yeah, he's probably training a lot harder. I mean, this camp, Tafa's finally training hard too. You know, it's the difference. It goes to show you what he was doing before versus what he's doing now. Also, and we can look at this on the bright side and be like, yeah, we can expect better output, more power, better footwork, better. Cardio. He's
this
not
is
going to
my
be much of a blob in the second and third round. He's going to come out and
this
still
is
have
my
some good power in his shots. Tuco, I think, can survive and drain that power throughout the fight for control time, and if not, be
thank
live
you.
for his own gunfight on the feet too. He's a complete fighter versus Tafa, where
So
I like a dance partner
tougher,
that wants to be on the feet the whole time with him. That's when I like Tafa. The moment someone wants to start grappling and nix it, I don't like Tafa.
tougher is $6. Two costs is $6. This is that big long shot. Remember, I avoided the first two fucking coffin long. I'm going to call them coffin long shots, right? Martinez avoided. Ramirez avoided. Took out Curtis as a medium long shots. This is the long shot. This is the long shot. I don't think tougher. Okay, here's the question. Let's all answer one fucking question. Is tougher ever going to get the belt?
No,
Ever
no,
in
no,
his lifetime?
no.
Okay, done. All right. So at $6, at $5.50, I'm gonna look. Even on my fucking 12-man parlay, I tell you, this is how parlays get fucked up because people always go the favorites or they think the stats. I'm going to go against my countrymen. I'm going to write it down live. I'm going to go two cost, not $5.50. It's actually $2.39. At $2.39, Tuco. I think he's going to take tougher. I don't think I've seen enough from him. I think it's propaganda. I think the brothers from the Toowoomba, my town, I live here. They come from here, like Tom Nolan does. Um, you
All
can
right.
beat 9 people in a pub. You can
Yep.
beat 9 people in a pub. Can you beat a fully fucking well-rounded martial artist in a ring? No, no,
All
you can't, and you
all
will
right.
never ever hold a belt. You'll be like Tai Tuivasa. You'll drink beer out of a shoe, and that's your claim to fucking fame. And you beat Derek Lewis.
Yeah,
You
at
know
this
what I mean?
stage. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm out. I'm out with two of my countrymen.
Yep. Let's
I'll
move up the
probably get
card.
fucking hated from this man. I'll probably get sent to America, and then America will deport me to Mexico. I'll get deported everywhere from my fucking statements. But I'm out of my countrymen, brother.
All right.
So yeah, let's get on.
Yep. Moving up the card, you got Austin Lane taking on Vitor Petrino. Everyone believes that there's going to be either this dominant early knockout by Petrino or Lane could catch him. Lane's like any other heavyweight, except that he's got such gifted genetics that he's actually got a lot of snap at the end of his shots quite decently. Just his last few fights, we're not seeing that from him as much. We're grappling more, we're wrestling more, and that wear and tear, like any of these other bigger guys, it's gonna drain on you, it's gonna tax you, and that's it. That's the fight. You're not really possessing that KO power anymore. It's often these first round knockouts that you can most likely count on. And we know that Lane can get dropped. We know that Lane has a button that can put him out, and we know that Petrino, same damn thing. So I think we're gonna get a finish in this fight in the first two rounds, just like earlier. That's gonna be a prop that I'll parlay a distance piece, finish by knockout, first two rounds. But what do you got for me?
Who? Who you
Um,
got knocked out?
Probably gonna go with Petrino, but I'm gonna bet on Lane because the underdog
Yeah.
prop is so fucking like ridiculously high. So
Right.
He's a great dog. I want to see the method specifically by knockout on lane first, and I bet you as a huge underdog, sprinkle just like Minifield that week we did at plus 1,000. Look at lane by decision and have that shit just there. Sprinkle on that, but I think Lane's great value this week from a betting standpoint. I think Petrino's fairly safe on the pick side. It's going to take Lane hitting that big jazzy shot that shuts down Petrino, hurts him, and I think it's got to be by a knockout, or Petrino's probably going to control the rounds more than likely. So
Yeah. So I'm going to keep this one quick. Austin Lane confuses me, right? He really fucking confuses me. Like 1 minute he's there and 1 minute he's not. Um, but like I said, short 550, 6 to 1, basically to Petrino. I am sprinkling $20 on Austin Lane at 6 to 1 just for fucking giggles.
yeah, I'm going to have Petrino in
But
some first round knockout props.
yeah, but I am putting Petrino in my 12-man legend parlay
Nice.
to complete.
Yep.
But I am going to sprinkle a little bit of coin just on the right side over here, just in fucking case, because Petrino will probably be in a lot of parlays. So that's why I'm going to sprinkle about $20 at 6 to 1 in Australia. So
Yeah.
$20 will get me $80. For example, if I get all the way up there with my fucking legend shit and Austin Lane does win, I have $80 to fucking finish off the main card and maybe pull off 600. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
I'm looking
that's sort of
forward
where I'm
to
going. But
method parlays. I just see there being a lot of knockouts on this card, and so yeah, I want to see what these
I
method.
hope so. You know what? We were expecting a lot of fucking knockouts on a lot of the last few cards that we've been
Yeah, and then it
watching
would be
together.
like the prelims would deliver, and then the main card wouldn't kind of shit. So that's what I'm saying. Like
Mm.
this card, this card being on where it is, that Southern Brawl. I just think it's going to be in the atmosphere, and I see there being at least like 5 or 6 knockouts on this card.
So I got Petrino. I'm in.
Yep.
The next fight's going to be interesting. This one's going to be a real quick one for me. I'll introduce this one. Here
Yeah,
we
no, I'm
go.
going to start off by
Ready?
saying I fucking am a huge Nate Landwehr fan, just because of the kind
Oh,
of fight he
wait. So
brings.
let me introduce this one. Let me do
Yeah,
this
do it.
for you. Let me do this for you. Man, Nate Landwehr. Do you know who he reminds me of? The fucking young version of Tony Ferguson.
Mm. I was
Does
gonna
that
say
does
young
that
version of Cowboy, kind of in a way, because
but no, but
literally.
I'm going no, the young version of Ultimate Fighter Tony Ferguson. Like, remember that dude? He's that dude. So I'm going to keep this short. Morgan Sharif from France. I saw your last fight. You put me to sleep and you lost.
Yeah.
You were undefeated till that fight. I don't know what you did, but what I am finding about French fighters, I'm going to say this right now, out loud on Lethal Toad. French fighters suck dick all day. What the fuck's going on there? Literally, the best French fighter that you have is a woman. Her name's Marion Furiot, and she fucking beats the shit out of people. You men, you men rather fucking make love, drink wine, and pretend to fight.
And get pegged.
You guys making fucking movies on Netflix for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Like,
Gon
what the fuck is going on?
Cyril Gon likes to play FIFA soccer instead of training for
Ah,
a fucking
dude,
title fight, dude.
I
It's
was
pretty
a fan.
wild. And
I
then he
was a fan
expects
of
the title
Cyril
fights when he
Gahn.
loses again.
I gave my whole Cyril Gahn rainbow. I have a whole rainbow. I gave it to my grandson,
Yeah.
right? Like he ain't, and you know what? He's 1.5 years old. It's in his shop. I gave it to Dad, which is Trinity, and I said, you know what? This guy's might be a legend. I don't know, but I want him out of my fucking room. Go and do your fucking movies. Go and do your fucking bullshit. Morgan Charret, your last fight. Not only did I lose $1 billion, not a billion, but like $400, because I had parlays all over that cut,
Yeah.
right? Like fucking shit. And you know what? Wow. You are just another pretty boy. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? So Nate Landwehr, you go in, you fucking crazy motherfucker. You go and take that pretty boy motherfucker. You drive him for 3 rounds, which I know you will because you can. Because Nate Landwehr, I love you. So Nate Landwehr at $2, man. He's a lock in for me. Fuck the fucking Frenchman. I'm going with your boy. So I thought you liked that leader,
Yeah, no,
Landwehr.
absolutely. So what I like about Nate is, well, first off, the name says it right there. There's only one direction, it's forward. Nate's one of those guys where you could have a horrible card, whether it's a main card or a prelim, and he's going to bring some buzz in the atmosphere. And I love that they're keeping this guy active on the road. Dana White is smart, and Hunter and whoever is doing the matchmaking with Nate, they're smart to always give him a crowd because he lives for this shit and we live for his shit, right? This is the kind of guy that's going to show up,
Some of his
kill or be
fights have been
killed.
the best
Now,
fights I've ever seen.
just what I
Some of
wanted
his
to,
fights have been.
yeah, what I wanted to just say real quick is that, he had a tough go against Troy. Troy was on fire. Troy hit him with some big shots. It changed the whole trajectory of that fight. Not every fighter comes out and has as good of a performance as Troy, especially against someone in his own regard as tough and as dangerous as Nate. So I really just only go back and reflect that, minus an OG and 50K Ige. Nate was really on a good roll for a minute, and I expect him to get the win here as well. So he's my pick. I like Nate, his ability to get the job done in the car crash on the feet or the choke on the ground. Like you said, Morgan and these guys out
Nate
of France,
Landwehr.
they've been, very good in their own region until they come to the limelight of UFC, and they often have shit activity in terms of staying super active and hit and miss performances. So I'm not going to sit here and act like Morgan has lost the complete shitheads because his losses are all against other good fighters. So he's definitely good. But I think Nate is just going to capitalize on just bringing a different
Oh,
kind of
dude.
fight than what Morgan's used to. That
It's
pressure
the
is going
cardio.
to catch him.
It's the cardio. Nate's like a fucking mini Marab. Everyone looks at Nate because he's crazy. Nate likes to get bloodied up. Nate likes to fucking. He's like a Nate Diaz, but he's a
Yeah,
Nate Landwehr.
I like the Diaz
He's literally
comparison. Yeah.
fucking. Yeah, just nah. I'm all day, man. I'm a massive fan. I think his heart. I told you about this at the beginning, and I'm very passionate about this fight only because I know the heart of the man that's fighting, and his name's Nate Landwehr. And Morgan, I saw the heart that you had in your last fight, Morgan Sharia, and wow, you were posing for a film. Nate Landwehr's going to fuck you up, and if he doesn't, Morgan might win, but he has to finish Nate. He's not going to win over 3 rounds. Nate
Yeah.
will drive that cunt into the fucking ground, dude, all day.
Yeah, Nate will
Morgan
come
has to
back from
do
the dead and have like a second breath. Like, I will say
absolutely.
this about
Morgan's
Nate. I'm not
career,
going to give Nate his flowers and saying that he's got awesome cardio like Nate. Landwehr's just tough like Nate. Like, Landwehr does gas himself out with his ability to grapple and hunt for a submission and mix it too. Nate's all
that's
bombs
why
and
it's a
is great
2 round
early,
fight.
but as he's being grappled on, as he's eating shots, and as the fight progresses, he does start to slow down. So I will say that about Nate. It's not like he's like Marab or Diaz in those kind of ways. He's just very tough and gritty, I admit. So I expect Nate to get a job done by submission, more than likely on the ground, if not the car crash that
Has
we're
to.
likely to see Morgan meet
Has
him.
to.
But I always,
Has to
I
do it.
never doubt a submission prop for Nate, which is why I don't like betting just knockout. I typically bet by finish because Nate's one of those guys that will drop your ass and then choke your ass too. He's at times pretty smart with his choice selection. And hey, I'm going to keep this guy down on the ground because he ain't going to be able to survive these waters with me. And I
All
like
right.
that.
Can I compare this? I'm gonna finish this really quick. Fancy fucking black belt karate dude versus non-fancy black belt fucking martial art MMA dude. That's an angry man. Like You got Pretty Boy Morgan versus Nate. I'm going to go Nate. He's on my 12-man fucking legend parlay. I
Yeah.
believe in him. I've seen his fights. They excite me, like you said.
He's a
That's why they
moderate
put him there.
underdog too, man. Moderate underdog.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's not a crazy one. So it's $2.05 and $1.76 on my end. So it's like, wow, it's even Stevens nearly. All right, but the next one excites me. I reckon I know who you're going to go to the next fight.
Yeah,
I'm going to
so moving
predict
up
it
this
right now.
card, I'm just gonna
I'm going to
say
predict who you're going to go. You can lead it, but I'm going to tell you who you're going to go right now.
go ahead, say it.
You're going to go Calvin Tatum.
No, I'm not.
Oh, cool. Because I was going to go Steve fucking dude.
Yeah,
You lead this
I
one.
don't think anyone's going with Cater this week. He's kind of had his share. You know, he's had a good career, some injuries sadly, but he's been tough. He's been active, and he's got to like actually come back at this point and win. I think they're just keeping him around as kind of this hybrid sports anchor. I don't know the terms of his contract, but that part doesn't really matter to me. I don't see Cater being as much of a threat to Garcia on the feet. I like Garcia. He's got good output. He's got good speed. He can sustain it, and he's very gritty. He's very tough. Um, and I don't see Cater wanting to really try to grapple and initiate this young man's game that he just doesn't quite have at this stage in his career. Both men are into their 30s, but Garcia, again, I like the tad bit more youth, speed, volume, footwork. His striking's powerful as well. I think that's going to all accumulate to a nice little retirement package. I also think, along with Murphy, this could be Cater's last fight potentially here too.
So I'm going to say I'm going to feed off that. I've got Garcia down. I think his boxing's amazing. His aggression. You know what? Everyone talks about skills, right? You can do this, and you got there. You can do a spinning round kick, but it's about someone that wants to go and fight. There's a lot of people that we know and we see that don't fight. Garcia fights, right? Calvin Cater, I don't think he's about. I think it's going to. He's walking with a different animal. It's like putting in a poodle with a fucking pit bull right now. I don't know. That's how I'm seeing this fight. I see the odds at $4 at Calvin Cater being exactly the right odds. I see Garcia being at $1.23. So there's no money on my end to me being on Garcia unless you're picking a first round knockout. But Calvin Cater is basically not going to the hospital like Martinez or Ramirez, but he's on a 6-month suspension if Garcia touches him.
I think he retires,
My
dude.
okay, I'm gonna finish this off with Garcia. My wife, like I said, I didn't watch this. When I tell her that Steve Garcia is fighting, she watches him.
There you
Someone that
go.
doesn't watch UFC actually remembers Steve Garcia. How's that sound?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she understands what I do and what we do. But when I sit back and go, so who's fighting, she will go, oh, and she will watch Steve Garcia fight. And she will sit back and go, oh, he's going to smash him all day.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't understand the technique. She doesn't understand what's going on. She doesn't even watch the gossip or training, all the fucking prelims and that. But she has just watched him fight. Which means if you can get someone that's a non-fucking fighting person to be impressed, Steve Garcia's got that. Calvin Cater, you're right. Um, I think he won his last fight by knockout, though. Correct?
Cater's last fight. Let's see. Yeah, decision against Yusuf Zalal, which
Decision.
is pretty good, but yeah, it was
Yeah,
his last loss was to Yusuf.
yeah,
Again, he's surviving. Like that's what I'm saying. He had the
yeah,
knee injury against Allen, but yeah, he survives with Sterling. But these
yeah.
guys, they're not really bringing that pressure and that output and that striking. And he did survive a split decision against Emmett too there. But that's kind of where he cut off, right? So the difference here is the last
Yeah.
3 years. And you look at the inactivity, again, injuries, age, all that accumulated. I like the boxing better from Garcia, like you said.
That's
I think
yeah.
he's a lot more scrappier. He's going to give it and take it both a lot better. And I don't see Calvin be able to hang. So
No,
the
thank you. No,
prop on Steve is actually pretty good. It's only -140, so that's a great parlay piece in my opinion. So
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
actually added
No,
him
no.
to a quick underdog. I threw Landwehr and Lane as a two-piece with Garcia being the only favorite. That pays at a plus 3,000 prop. It's just a small underdog towards this stage of
If
the
if
card.
if Steve Garcia loses, I'm having a bad day at work
Yeah.
on Sunday. Put it that way. I've
Yep.
got nothing on Calvin Cater. I'm out.
Yep.
I'm a non-believer.
Yep.
I'm a
Moving up the
Steve
card.
Garcia believer. I'm in.
Moving up the
Now
fucking card. All right. So we
let's go.
got Wonderboy Thompson taking on Gabriel Bonfim, one of the brothers, of course. Man, you got to admit, it's another one of those tough fights where, you got somebody who's a lot more active, a lot more youthful. We're going to mix in the grappling instead of keeping this a striker's delight where we know Wonder Boy is live in any fight at the caliber in which he can strike. But at this age, can we survive the pressure of that grappling and finish potentially? He's not easily chokeable. We know it took Shavkat to be the first, but Wonder Boy isn't super active as well. He's getting up there in age at 42 years old, almost 42 and a half. How do you reckon this will
Dude.
go for him? Because I'm a fan of Wonder Boy. I'm not a fan of this matchup, so I have to pick Bonfim in terms of my strategic pick and wanting that fight accuracy this week. Um, I'll maybe look at his submission prop or TKO prop, but I'm expecting that he gets it done. The money I'd imagine would have to be on Wonder Boy's side as well in terms of pulling a
Four
big
bucks.
upset.
4-1.
Yeah,
Four, two,
that's pretty
one.
crazy. So I'd sprinkle on that too, of course. Probably first round as well.
So look, I'm a Bonfim, not one. I'm a brother fan. I follow both brothers.
Yeah,
Okay, I do, and I have followed them since the beginning. I've invested slight money in cards. There's not money. I can't actually. There's not many cards out there. There's like I can't find any. I haven't pulled any. Um, but I'm a Bonfim fan, and
mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with you right now. I'm also saying, like, remember we talked about this last week? Age,
Yep.
age. We want our favourites to win. Now, I've seen Stephen Boy Thompson come back and carve people up like a goddamn fucking cheesecake cup.
Kevin
Like
Holland,
I've seen this one. Yeah,
because
remember that
that
fight?
that's gonna be one of
He just,
your favorite fights forever. That's a beautiful fight.
yeah, so I'm a fan of the Wonder Boy, but I'm a fan of this new generation. The Bonfim brothers, do you know who they remind me of? The Ilya Tapuria generation.
Yeah,
Good looking men. They just train and they just down and they actually look after themselves. There's a new generation of fighters coming and they're not big and fat and they're not fucking taking roids and they're not doing that. There's a new generation of fighters coming in. We're about to see it.
yeah.
And I'm not saying Stephen Thompson's big and fat or taking roids. I'm saying there's just a
No,
new generation, and he's about to feel the Bonfim generation.
and what I will say about Wonder Boy too is what you got to respect about him is two things. He was one of these founding fathers of the sport of MMA to get a lot of people to tune in and recognize a familiar face that always brought it. Beautiful striking. And he was one of the few people to be able to still harness the like disciplines of karate in MMA where it's so easily counterable. It goes to show
Can
how
he
good
be
of a
the karate?
striker. It
Like
goes to
he's
show how good of a
literally.
striker he is, but the biggest thing is he also works as an instructor, a teacher. He's not focused just
Brother,
on his career. He's not focused on just
mother,
his own fights. He is focused on teaching a generation of martial artists everything that he was taught between his YouTube, his in-person
and this is,
instructions. He's like a one of one to the sport in that kind of way. So I have much respect for this man.
oh, dude, I'm going to say this real. I'm so excited that you're excited about Stephen Thompson because Wonder Boy, he fought for the belt twice. That can't use karate. Karate. He went full fucking Ralph Macchio and took karate. That was dead. It's a dead art. After the 80s, it became dead. because you had kickboxing, and you know what I mean. Um, he made it look amazing, like the karate hottie for women. He took karate to the next level. He's
First fight in
fucking
UFC,
fantastic.
by the way, was in
Dude, that
February of
cunt doing
2012.
the spinning flips at the end of his fights. That's marketing material, brother. But this is the thing. He's literally the nicest cunt in the world. Literally the nicest cunt in the world. He wants to train with the children. He wants to do that. The Bonfim brothers don't want to do that. They just want to get the belt. He's going to be preoccupied with his love, which is loving life. Stephen Thompson is the greatest karate fighter in the world. Karate fighter. He, but I think his passion is not there. I think he loves to fight in the, not even for money. I think he just loves to fight. But I think the Bonfim brothers, they're coming into, they don't want to fight. So I think it's going
Yeah.
Bonfim.
Anyone who's been able to mix in the grappling with him at this stage in his career has had success. But when you go back to the origins, the Wonder Boy, and you look all the way up to the Woodley draw and that tier when he was a champion briefly, it's like, yeah, I mean, um, what a fucking career. So he's another one of those guys you could just see sail off into the sunset, and
Um,
it's not going
well,
to be this
that's
fight.
exactly
It's
it.
going to be with
That's
another
one of the
legend.
cards in the which I didn't pick it. We're just talking about Wonder Boy. That's one of the cards. It's a 99. Fuck, I don't even know. I just picked the fucking card.
It's a
It's a
chrome.
99 something. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
it's a chrome.
it's just sitting there.
Nice.
And not because of anything. It's just like I think he has a great career. He will always be Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid,
For
in
sure.
my eyes. The
Yeah,
nicest cunt in the world,
yeah.
the awesomest spirit in the world. You train kids, you look after kids, but there are hungrier people out there. And I don't think at 42, let's mention age now, but we'll go quickly back. At 42, where's your heart at, dude? Is it turning up to the gym and training the fucking kids? Or is it fucking going to fight camp and trying to fucking protect yourself, basically, from getting the shit kicked out of you?
I think
Or you kicking the
he's.
shit out?
I think
Do you want to fight anymore?
he's probably on his like last few fights, just like Max. Like he's probably got 2 or 3 more in the chamber. So chamber, if I can
Yeah,
talk
so
correctly. Yeah,
I
let's.
have to go Bonfim.
Yeah.
Bonfim, I'm sentimental, but I can't be sentimental.
Yep.
Now we've got one more fight left, and you can go to bed.
Yes, sir. All right. So breaking
All
down
right.
your main event, Derek Lewis taking on Taliesin Teixeira. Who you got on this one?
Look, I'm going to cut this sweet. I'm going to be emotional. I'm going to take the punt and the money value. I'm going to take all of it, and I'm going to take Derek Lewis. My balls are hot. That motherfucker, man. I love that dude. I think Teixeira hasn't shown enough to me in the whole UFC world. I've been following it since day one, since Diego Sanchez UFC one. Like I'm
Yeah.
52, so I've been watching this shit for a long time. Um, you haven't shown it. I think Derek Lewis has got one last thing. He lost against Spivak last couple fights, and correct me if I'm wrong, and Almeida.
Yup. And then prior to that,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
lost to the death
I'm
touch of
very enjoying
Sergey,
it.
and he
Doing
lost
good.
to Taito Ivasa, and he
Yeah.
lost to
Yeah,
Cyril
and you know
Gahn.
what? That was a moment, though. I would take that as a moment. That's what made Tai Tuivasa famous.
Oh yeah,
Tai Tuivasa become famous because of Derek Lewis.
I was already a big fan of Ty prior to that fight, though, so he definitely had fame just from doing the shoeies and being different, being a bit of a goofball, coming out to the Spice Girls, just having a different flair than all these big bad macho. I'm coming out to be a UFC fighter kind of guys. That's what made Ty famous. But I would agree,
Or
the knockout with Lewis blew him up to kind of celebrity status a bit.
it did.
Yes.
actually blew him up so much more than all the 23 knockouts or 19 Lewis had at that stage.
It was one
Totally
of the
bastard because
it was
that
one of
was
the
crazy.
nominees. It was one of the nominees of Knockout of the Year.
Yes. So I am going to kick this one short for you, Toad. I'm going to take this is my last long shot. I have picked. These are my long shots, right? Remember, we were going to pick a few. So I'm going to let everyone know my summary. I'm going to go Klein, favorite. Davis, favorite. Walter, Walker, long shot. Mora, favorite. Chitty, favorite. Chris Curtis, favorite. This is my 12th legend parlay. Uh, I'm not taking Junior Tougher. So $5.50. That's my first fucking crazy stupid shit. I've taken Nate Landwehr against Sherry as my next long shot. And Derek Lewis.
Okay.
I got three. I got three.
Okay.
That's my 12-man parlay, my man.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna break down the fight a little bit though, because I do want to just mention that Derek Lewis, he's another one of these guys, got that celebrity status basically, stopped fighting as much, and yeah, he's typically part of in-person fights, real audiences. One of those guys. We love his microphone time. We're always happy with the Derek Lewis knockout. To me, his fight career kind of was, reignited with that flying knee against DeLima. He said he looked over and saw Jorge Masvidal in the audience and looked at Lima and thought to himself, shit, why not go for it? So he came busting out
Yeah.
with a flying knee that smacked Lima in the fucking face. And Lima said all of his teeth on the top were pretty much loose from that flying knee from the Black Beast. So always loved Derek Lewis. You never know what he's full of. But that's like kind of being a little bit more of what used to be the sentimental, the more active, more hungry Lewis, because here we got a guy, a loaded gun in Tellison, and the dude's an absolute, a sniper. He's young. He's great speed. He's got good range, good height. I could see him just landing some big shit on Lewis, like some kicks or big sniping hook that just puts Lewis down, just like we saw against not Spivak, but Sergey. Just some death touch shit where just Lewis goes out in the first round knockout.
I've got a totally, my vision in my head, my mind of this fight is actually like, when we've mentioned a movie, this is totally, I'm like, I've got fucking Derek Lewis just walking in and deciding I am
He
back.
ain't
I'm the
waddling his
fucking
ass in against
yeah.
Tellison, dude.
I've got this picture that hey, young blood. So yeah. So that's the picture. This is that like close your eyes, all you following, like everyone close your eyes. Derek Lewis just going, you know what? What did he always say? I don't want to fight fucking 60 minutes. This is a one round fucking done.
Yeah.
Derek Lewis is this is I got this vision, but I think he's just gonna walk in and go, you know what, I just want to go and eat Popeye's chicken and do my shit and go home and get quarter
Yeah.
million dollars. And
I just think that Lewis is going to sit at range and try to decide if he's trying to cross the void, try to get to his
I
own
hope
reads,
not.
the timing, and that's where Tellison isn't going to really play too many games and is going to soak that opportunity at range to hit Lewis with something that he doesn't quite recover from. Now Lewis is backing up, trying to cover himself while a big raining follow-up shot comes flashing through from Tallison. Again, he could mix those big rangy knees, that clinch work up against Lewis, open up with elbows. I see Lewis getting dropped in the first round. So I'm waiting
All
for a
right.
round prop knockout.
That's why I love talking this shit with you, brother, because we're not yes men. We talk this shit. I've got Lewis winning by knockout in the
Yeah.
first two
Two
rounds.
things I'll add real quick from a bet perspective. I want to look at the prop fight ends by knockout, and I want to look at the fight doesn't go to the third round. So just a finish in the first two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are like
Absolutely.
part of that safety. And so if you like a lot of these distance no's or fights by knockouts, Uh, maybe if I'm streaming Friday hop through, I'll share what I got once those options are posted. And generally, I'll parlay like 3 or 4 of them together for some moonshots that pay really nice. And I think we're live this week for a couple of those. So
But well, I think it's an interesting card, brother. I think, look, I actually believe no one's going to pick this whole card. Not me, not you, not anyone.
I hope it's
I
me.
don't believe.
So I get
I
back in
don't
first
believe
place, baby.
going
Let's
to pick
do it.
this card. There's so many fucking long shots on here, and they're so crazy. The matchmaking is stupid. So I believe no one's going to pick this whole card. But I'm in for a penny. I'm in for a dime, right? Like I'm in for a penny. I'm in for a dollar. So I'm fucking in. I'm in for this whole card. I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be more exciting than what people think. Um, it's a fight night card, and people always say, bullshit. Fights are fights. UFC to UFC, and you know what we love, brother? We love the UFC, bro.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've been, like I said, I enjoyed the week off. I've had a lot of shit that I've been dealing with. You've had a lot of shit you're dealing with. It felt good to have that week off, but at the end of the day, I also love these fights. I love where it takes me, the suspense leading up to it, even just the face-offs. I hate missing those. I always
Yeah,
love watching the vlogs too. Typically, just had a lot of shit going on, so I haven't been able to like truly geek out on every one of these cards. Where I've done as much of that. So I'm hoping Friday night's just a chill catch-up night for me, and I can look forward to catching up on everything. I'll probably go live then. So if we don't open these cards sometime after, we'll definitely wait and save them before. And
Oh, can I
curious.
just check before we go? Can I just check? It's
Yeah,
nearly
yeah,
night.
yeah. Check
Can
real
I just
quick.
check? Yeah. Fuck.
I might cheat and do a pack now or something real quick just
Let
for
me
the
fucking
show.
check.
Maybe I'll do that.
I'm
Pack for the show. This is gonna be a mega box too. Um, probably go full screen when I do it though. To be fair, I don't know what that looks like. Let's try this real quick.
Oh, dude.
You got it? Let's go. Let's
Oh,
go. I decided because
oh, shit.
I
What are we gonna do? We're gonna break it now. We're gonna do a separate episode. Separate.
let's do a separate episode. Yeah,
Separate. I'll
separate because
hold
then
this.
that way I can set up a camera
Dude, it's
for
gotta
us
be
each to
tomorrow,
do
man. Like
full
I
screen.
gotta open this box. You gotta open your box. We gotta open them together.
Yeah. Hey, you can't cheat this time though. You gotta be able to wait.
I won't cheat. Look. Box go. Gone.
There you go.
Box gone.
Well,
I put it over there.
if we don't end up doing it tomorrow, we for sure got to do it the night before the fights.
All right, done.
All
But
right,
box is here.
let's do it, man. Good shit.
2025 Chrome, guys. And that's not a giveaway. I'm not giving one of these cards away. I'm telling everyone right now. But I want to share the experience with everyone because I don't occasionally do this, but I'm going to buy a box. I usually buy single cards and slabs like you do. We go out and look for the fucking cool cards.
Yeah,
You
yep.
know, boxes are cool. Therefore,
I do
you
both.
know,
I like to do both. I just don't buy myself
and I will,
hobbies hardly
and
for
I will
shit.
say that
I
I,
do
I
blasters
bought
and
this.
megas. I do blasters and megas, and then I try to hunt from there. But respect to you, because you'll
I,
have fun with a hobby box.
I will say this. I bought that box. My dog died on Friday. I was lonely on Saturday. I didn't know what to do with myself. And I went on and I went a box of cards. I was
Dude,
so
I'm very
sad.
sorry again,
And
man.
I went grief shopping, brother. I went not drunk shopping, I went grief shopping.
Yeah.
So the box of cards are here, but I will promise you this, because mate, you gotta go to bed and I've got a wife outside that I gotta get to.
Yep.
She's sitting back going, where the fuck? Right. So we're gonna open these boxes together. We're gonna break your box and my box together as an episode.
Yep. Sounds good.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
coordinate it
excited.
from here. We'll coordinate it from here. Maybe post a little beforehand, but more than likely, I would say let's plan for Friday.
Yeah, done. I
All right,
won't
cool.
cheat on you like I did like a little bitch last time. I won't be a fucking card whore and open up the toys.
You're all good, bro. Well, again, thank you for getting the time to do this breakdown. Happy to go through our picks. once again, we got you to go on an absolute fucking witch hunt and not picking a fighter, which was Jake Matthews this week. So, shout out to Jake Matthews for getting just fucking dunked on for no reason. That was great.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out to
You
Max
had to
being a
do
member of the
better.
Lethal Toad, huh?
You're gonna leave me with a Jake Matthews memory, right? I thought I said a lot of cool things about Jake Matthews too.
You did.
Everyone, don't listen to the Toad. If you read back in what I said, he was really, really good, but he's very, very bad.
Yeah, and so that's a good segue to leave off with. Yeah, shout out to Max Griffin. Thanks for being a follower. And apparently, Lethal's wife is out in the living room waiting for you two. So you
Yeah,
guys go
dude,
have a
dude,
great,
dude.
wonderful night together.
Oh, I fucking don't even know how to fucking respond to that. But you know what I will say? Sean O'Malley does the whole fucking shit. Maybe I should try that whole shit, eh? That freedom of speech shit, where you can just fuck people whenever you want. I don't know what my wife will say to that, but let me go out and ask her. Maybe
Hey,
I'm
it's even
sleeping in the
better.
fucking living room. I love you, brother.
I was
Peace
gonna say
out.
it's even better like if you did it like O'Malley and you're popping kids while you're doing it. But anyways, much love,
Oh,
man.
dude. You
Yeah.
still fucking go. Like, I was out on a respectable value, man. I was literally like, hey, man, I'm going to walk out of this with my head held up high. Now, you motherfucker, I love you, Toad.
Much love,
I'll
man. Thanks
fucking
for the
see you
time. Have a good
tomorrow,
one.
man.
We'll
I
see ya.
love you.
Hope
Love you, all
everybody
you guys.
enjoys.
Thanks for watching the pod. Thanks for watching Lethal Toad. Thanks for watching fucking MMA, Toad. I don't know what we've done yet. You got to work that out. Who are we, dude? Are we like a fucking hybrid of 4 people? 3 people.
We're lethal toad MMA, and that's consisted of MMA toad and lethal, right?
Yeah.
Lethal hands collectible.
It's
So
fun.
it's just
You know
that
what?
is
We're going to create a tri-way brand, dude. We're like, fuck this
yeah.
shit. We're
Because the
all.
reality is, this takes a bit of time, coordination. You might do stuff on your schedule, being way over in Australia, and I might do things on my schedule. So keep both brands alive, do your own shit, but I always love
And
coming
I'll tell
together and
everyone
giving the
this right
breakdowns
now at
on the
the end.
cards. So
I
that's
do
why.
nothing. I do nothing. Lethal Toad, MMA Toad, not Lethal Toad. MMA Toad, after this, he spends hours and he puts all this shit together
Not
and then he
hours, but yeah,
sends
I
me
spend
a
time
simple
doing
link.
it.
And then he sends me a simple link because I'm stupid and I don't understand tech. He's like, do you know? I'm like, I can do the link, but I'm trying to do it, guys, and I will get that link right. But I am sorry, brother.
Oh,
The
you're
kids
good.
said they did it the right time the last time, anyway, by
I
the
send
way.
you
They
a
said
little
they did
picture
all good.
tutorial where I circled what to do each step. Just check that out. Probably have to scroll up a ways or I could resend it, but always happy to help. Anyways, guys, we appreciate you guys hanging out so much. Check out Lethal's post this week if you want to enter into that giveaway. Go do that. Comment why you think the collection of cards should go towards you. It's about $1,000 worth of cards. Tons of value in that whole collection that even as a PC collector myself, he's got some heat in there. That's like, oh, I really like this guy. Or I really like that guy. It's a good variety. And I personally am rooting for someone to start a new collection with these and keep them and not sell them. So that's my hope. But yeah, anyways, you got any final send offs for us, Lethal?
Mate, Toad, it's been amazing fucking hanging out with you. I look forward to it every week. Every Wednesday, me and Toad, we're going to be putting this shit out. We'll be capping the fights. We'll be more consistent because we want you guys to fucking jump in and enjoy our company because we enjoy yours. And, mate, I'll see you fucking tomorrow, Toad. And I
Yeah.
won't see you because we're not podding tomorrow. But you know what I will do because you're my friend? I'll DM you and go, g'day, mate.
Yeah.
How are you fucking in the States there, right? Like I do every morning, brother.
Yeah, I know.
Every morning
No,
at
it's
3:30 a.m. I get up and I DM you and I go, I know it's not 3:30 a.m. for you, but dude, hey,
typically
you're
I
the
get your
first person I.
messages as I'm like midday through a shitty work day, and it's just like yeah, it's like how uplifting versus the shit I'm dealing with in front of my own eyes. You know, it's like a quick little 15-minute break where it's like, hey, there you go. That put me in a little bit better mood because yeah, some days are just so fucking
That's
worse than
why it's good
others. So
having our time frames opposite. Sometimes it's hard, like you're up late now, but Dude, like I said, anytime you're down, I'm up. Anytime I'm down, you're up. We're opposite worlds, brother. That's why we can talk to each other all the time.
Yeah, no,
Love you,
absolutely.
bro.
Yeah, much love. Thanks
I'm
for
going to
everyone
go.
hanging out. We'll catch you next time.
I see you, man.
We'll catch you. Peace.
Love you, bye. Bye, bud.
Yep, peace. So you guys go. I gotta fix the full webcam graphic here. It looks like this thing's just pooped. Anyways, that's for me to fix. Anyways, thanks to you guys for hanging out for this episode. UFC Nashville. Looks like there'll be some pretty good fighters hanging out in the crowd enjoying themselves. Saw a couple people post they'll be in attendance. Honestly, drove down to Florida, and I drove straight from Tennessee to Michigan in one straight shot. That's a drive I wouldn't mind making for the right card. There's some pretty good fights on this one. I expect there to be a decent amount of finishes. I'm going to say with confidence, there's going to be 12 fights. 5 of these will at least end by a knockout. Then I think we're live for a couple submissions, potentially, and the rest are decisions. But yes, I think we're live for at least 5 knockouts. So if you agree with that, comment below. Let me know. Or let me know your predictions. Who are your favorite locks? Who are your favorite bets? Who do you want to win as fans? I see a couple fighters very close to their retirement. Wonder Boy, Cater, Murphy, more than likely she's retiring. So anyways, you know, are you rooting for the vets to come out and at least get a W to go off of before it's said and done? Or do you believe in the new generational talents and mixed martial artists to be complete fighters, grapple them down to the ground, win via, decision at the very least? All right, y'all. Much love. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you. Peace.